Hey guys, it's Jacob here, and it has been a massive amount of time. I have spent it's been so long since I've made a video, and I just want to thank you all. I'm adjusting my settings right now. Anyways, I just want to thank you all for all the support you've been giving me. Many of you have been, you guys really haven't said anything, but I just knew that I had to make a video. I know many of you have been waiting for this. So the MOC I'm about to show you is a MOC that you guys have previously seen on this channel. It is my most viewed video. Many of you guys like this MOC, and I appreciate that. It is my most viewed video. It's my favorite MOC that I've ever created, and I'm glad I have it and was able to build it. So we're gonna get straight into this video. I don't want to hold you guys back anymore. So, in 3, 2, 1. Yes. Out of all the MOCs I could have brought back and changed and made look better, I brought back the Miata. Many of you are probably going to ask, why the Miata? The Miata needed a lot of work. From the original video, the Miata was not the best. It had a few missing features. It had a lot of bad detailing. It just wasn't perfect, and I knew I could make it better. It's still not perfect. I do want to get more parts or add some things on later on. It just wasn't good enough. Let me just light things for you guys. But it really just wasn't good enough. So I went back, totally redid the thing. Literally only similar thing from the original design is some of the fenders and pillars and the chassis. That is literally an engine and interior. That's literally the only thing. Basically, the whole outside was redid. So, quickly overview. Rear has been changed. Rear bumper, rear lights. Side has been changed. Door has been changed. Rims, tires, and fenders. Front has been changed as in hood. I think the interior, I didn't overview that. And structural integrity pieces. And that's how it's gonna go. So we're gonna go from the front to the rear. So let's start from the front. This is how I usually do my videos. I go from the front of the MOC to the rear of the MOC, and I'll show you the entire thing. So on the front of the MOC, let me focus it for you guys. It's not focusing. So on the front we have the also stating this is the 1995 Mazda Miata M Edition in Merlot. Forgot to say that. But moving on, in the front we have the original smiley face grille for the original 1995 Miata. This was the only one that had this design grille. All the other ones had different types. But yeah, so there's the smiley face grille. On the side of the front we have turn signals that have been slightly changed. Obviously, pop-up headlights have been installed and stayed, and I had to leave them, or I had to keep them. The hood has been changed. It's been made flatter now, which is honestly a better thing, because it did not look very good originally. And it's been structurally integrized even more. So that's that. Moving on to the side, a little bit of wobble there. Focus the camera. So first thing you can see, rims have been changed. I finally got to the chance to 3D print some rims that look good, and I'm glad I did so. They look very good. I am planning to make the outer edge of them chrome, so yeah. Also add a little hubcaps, and the tires have been changed. I also have these fenders. Now, let's act like that never happened. Anyways, the fenders have been changed. They sadly don't make these fenders in dark red, which is a pain in the butt, because it would look so much better if they were in dark red. They don't have them though. It is fine though, because they're not too noticeable for the black rims, and black tires mix in well with them. The doors have been changed slightly. They open much better now. They're more flush. and I've changed the inside a little bit, but I'm going to show you the interior later. Now, moving to the back of this MOC, back has been changed dramatically. The turn signals have been changed entirely. The turn signals were on the original MOC, if you guys remember, the turn signals were kind of poking out a little bit, and it just did not look good. So I've totally done it and redesigned this section here. I literally tore off the back of this thing, went in, redesigned the entire thing, and put it back on. So the relays have been pushed in a little more. I found a way to put them deeper inside the body, as well as keeping there's space in here and for the wheels, which is kind of difficult. The rear bumper has been slightly changed, and I have changed the bottom part of the bumper so that the exhaust looks nice and flush with it. And the rear top of this has been made flatter. I had to make it, or not flatter, I guess you can say pokier. I had to do this I needed the parts to make the front and the rear, and some of my other builds needed the parts, so I had to make it like this. Sadly, it was a hard decision to choose whether or not to do it this way, but I just had to do it. So yeah, moving on to, actually we're gonna stay on the rear, and I'm gonna show you now all the features. So you guys obviously know the front pop-up headlights. Now I'm gonna go over the rear boot. So this opens like this, and let me lift the camera for you guys. So in there, brightness is crazy. We simply just have a small little, it's like a 4x4 area right there with some lights in there so you can see a little better. Imagine that. So that is the rear boot. Closes up, nice and flush. Moving on to the center of it, this is probably by far my favorite feature of the entire thing. So the way you do this is, well, I'm just going to tell you now, it's got a convertible roof. So you got to pull the roll bar forward, and I'll talk about the interior later. You have to pull this out slowly. The roll bar does somewhat come out, that's fine though. So once this is out, I'll give you guys a better view of this. So once this is out, you kind of pull it out like that. Let me angle it for you. Pull it out, and then you want to kind of pull this piece out without breaking it. Pull that piece out. It's kind of a periodical type thing. You have to go back and forth, back and forth. Then you want to kind of flatten out that piece. Almost flat, not entirely. Then you want to take this piece and make it flush with that back 1x4. And once you've done that, kind of angle it how you want. Put it up like that. And you got yourself a converted Miata. Probably my favorite feature on the entire thing. So yeah. And I'll put it down for you guys at the end of the video, just so you guys can see it close as well. Moving to the front of the MOC. Moving it down now. So now the hood. So the hood has to be opened in a specific way. Now this MOC is very fragile, so this may potentially break, which will look embarrassing on video, and hopefully it doesn't. You're gonna like pull it up. Oop. Pull up and forward a couple times. Just making sure everything's in place. There you go, didn't break on video. But anyways, that is the engine bay. So you have the radiator on the front, and you can actually kind of see the radiator grills in front right there. So there's a radiator with the cap right there, the engine with the oil reservoir, and the gears cylinders and belt, the 4 cylinders on the side right there. Back here is the coolant reservoir. Kind of a bad design, that's fine. Little kind of engine block piece right there. Maybe like a air filter, and then just some pipes running in to give more detail. I do want to add a strut bar. I haven't gotten enough room though. I'm trying to think of a design, sorry. I'm trying to think of a design so I can make it so it fits. I haven't gotten to that yet though, so it's kind of difficult process, especially on a thing like this where you want to keep all the detail. So now closing it up, gotta like pull it back and drop it so it's all flush. There we go. That is that. Dropping the camera down for the next spot, this section. Moving it this way and putting it on its side. So on the underside now, you have the the radiator, the engine, and then right here is the exhaust pipe running from the engine down the center axle, right under the rear axle, and into the exhaust manifold. I tried to make it look as best as possible. That's what I got out of it. Here are the strut bars for the rear axle to keep it in place. And then here is the actual rear axle itself. So you have the engine running into the vehicle itself. Here is the transmission connecting to the rear axle as well. So this is a little bumper here as a transmission. The transmission is not actually that big. It is a lot bigger. I just want to add a little bit of detail. And then going back to the rear axle right here where it connects into two rear wheels that spin at the same time. So that's the rear axle and the exhaust manifold. So now that I've gotten the underside, the sides, and the top of it done for you, we're going to go into the interior. And to go into the interior, we do have to put down the roof again. So let me do that for you guys. So to put down the roof, you have to raise the entire thing, move this down and down all the way, make sure that all the parts are connected in place, then move this down like this so it's angled as much as possible. Then you just push up on that so it's like that, kind of fold this whole assembly into itself so that it's touching the rear crossbars. The little lip piece is now touching these bars right here, and then kind of just wedge it into place slowly because the roll bar is there and it kind of does need space, so you have to kind of wedge it into place slowly. It will go in, it just takes time, and time's my biggest issue here because I'm running out of time, as all of us are. But there is that. So here you have some pretty vertical seats. It has to be like that for the roll bar and the roof to be in place, but that's that. I'm gonna take, or not take the door off, but open it up for you. So right here you can see some of the structural pieces that hold this whole thing together. That's fine. You have a little nice kind of silver piece here. Then you have the seat itself, kind of a bucket seat design. Very badly designed one, but it's the best I could do. Here's the roll bar as well. I don't know how I'm going to get this on camera, but I'm going to try my best. I don't think this is the best way to do it, but I'm going to raise the whole camera and try to get the interior for you. It is very bright. I don't know why. Anyways. So, right here you have the little mirror. For the radio, you have one of those console pieces. Two of those Star Wars 1x1 tiled pieces that has a print on them, the Imperial print on them. You have a gear lever in the very center, and then a handbrake. The steering wheel is right there, and the steering wheel, I believe, I don't know if I can get this on camera, but there's a little tiny piece right there, inside there, and that's supposed to simulate like the turn signal or the windshield wipers, and yeah, and then there's a little mirror on top, which I think I said before. So now to close it up, you kind of need to wedge it in place, and then it'll kind of click into place. Oh, I guess I can do it like this, so you guys can see that black hand piece right behind the steering wheel. That's the piece I'm talking about. So moving this back down to get an overall view of this magnificent MOC. Overall opinion, I absolutely love this MOC. This is by far my most favorite MOC. I can't think of the word. My most favorite MOC I've created, and it's definitely a unique MOC. I've gone around on Google and only found really pictures, no real videos on it. If you guys do want instructions, you should go to brickmonkey.com. Brickmonkey's website. It's called brickmonkey.com. I believe that I have a link on my last video. I might put it in this video, just so that you guys can go access it. I believe that the instructions cost $10 now. I got them for $8. That was back in like 2015, and now they're $10. He has raised the price, but he does have a few other nicely detailed and made sets or MOCs that do cost do have some money added to them, but he also does have some free ones, so you can just look up on the PDF. Now I'm gonna let you know that this has not been made totally by his design and instructions. This is slightly my design. The only thing that is really the same as his is basically the chassis. I believe that's literally the only thing I can think about that's similar to his. But saying that, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. Please like and subscribe this video as well, and my channel, just for the sake of subscribing and YouTubers. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.